And we have another preseason game tonight against the Phoenix Suns, and I'm really excited for this game. I need to see that continued improvement from game one. I really love what I saw from game one. I thought Westbrook looked fantastic. Davis was an absolute monster. LeBron had a little rough go, but that's just LeBron in preseason, right? He's never really had great preseasons for the last 10 plus years. But nonetheless, I wanted to give a little analysis and breakdown of what I want to see in this upcoming game. Now, I know people gonna freak out if the Suns lose, if the Suns end up beating the Lakers by 30, just like the Kings. Look, I don't care what happens in the second half when we play our rookies and, for 25 minutes or a majority of the half, stuff like that. I care about what does our starters look like compared to the Phoenix Suns starters. How are our play sets? How is it working? How is it meshing? How is it fitting together? I don't care about the second half. Watch all of the preseason games. Second half usually is dedicated to the guys at the end of the bench and the guys that are trying to make a roster, trying to make a team, and teams are trying to figure out who do we cut, who do we keep, stuff like that. A lot of those players, a lot of the teams, those guys have a lot more incentive than the Lakers do, right? Because they're actually trying to get a roster spot. Cole Schwider and Max Christie is going to end up being on the roster, but he probably never plays. But Cole Schwider and Scottie Pippen Jr., they're not going to be on the roster. So they're just out there just being raw. This is time to get them an opportunity to get some real game experience, kind of develop, see what they like from them, things like that. I'm not worried about that. What is our core guys, the guys that are actually going to be in the rotation? What do they look like? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it somewhere in between? How much did they play? Stuff like that, right? Diving right into it. Russell Westbrook, I was so impressed with the first game. He was setting, he was playing defense, setting picks, running the pick and roll, doing a little bit of everything that we had hoped he would do, right? There was all this talk about Russell Westbrook being sacrificial and he's willing to do whatever it takes, and he's setting the picks and he's playing defense and he's, slowing down the ball and he's, making the proper plays and decisions, and we saw all of that in the first preseason game. And I love that. And I need to see that continue. I need to see that throughout preseason and then, of course, the regular season. I don't want to see bad habits. Now, I do imagine Russ is going to have freedom at times, right? I do think in the regular season, Darvin Ham's going to kind of take Russ off the leash and just let him go, which is fine. But in the scope of LeBron, Davis, and Westbrook, how does that look? And Russ looked really good. I need to see that continue. Regardless, wins, losses, however it translates, I need to see Russ working and actually improving in those areas. It's not going to be perfect this season, but at least him trying. He's never going to be a lockdown defender. He's not going to be Kawhi Leonard overnight, but he does have the tools and the intangibles to be a solid defender. That's all we could really ask for him. I really liked how he slowed down. He took his time. He didn't, do anything too silly. I need to see that continue with Russell Westbrook and just that continued promise, right? And as long as that happens, I am great. I will praise Russell Westbrook. And also, don't miss the post-game live stream that I'll do after this game where we break it all down in real time. But next up, LeBron James. Now, LeBron James, like I said, has always had a rough go-around in preseason, right? The last 10 plus years, he's always just had a bad preseason. He even says that he doesn't care about preseason. Preseason doesn't matter to him. He's just using it to kind of get warm and get his legs under him, and it'll take time, right? I'm not worried about LeBron James, but I would like to see LeBron be a little more within the scope of things. LeBron did kind of look like he didn't really want to be there in game one. He kind of looked like, I'm here because I gotta be type thing. I'd like to see him a little more engaged. I'd like to see at least an idea of what's to come. Again, not worried about LeBron. LeBron James is LeBron James. He's going to be LeBron James this whole season, and I'm very excited for that, but it would be nice to kind of see the habits that we need to build going into the next and into the actual season. Preseason, I don't put a ton into it. Again, I don't want to be too high on the highs. I don't want to be too low on the lows. I want to be, in the middle. Take the stuff that's good, use that as a foundation to build and go forward with. The stuff that is bad, take that as, just a bad, thing. But what can we improve? What areas do we need to improve on? Stuff like that. Take that information and use that to kind of build and improve it. That's what I want to see from the Lakers in general, right? And just preseason in general. But LeBron, I would like to see a little more engagement from him. I would like to see him kind of more in some of the play sets, stuff like that, kind of being a little more effective. I don't really care his stat line. I don't care if he's, if he puts up 20 in 16 minutes or he puts up 2 in 16 minutes. That's not my concern. I want to see him operate with Russ and Anthony Davis a little more, kind of give us that feel of that, see what LeBron can do with those two. Would be kind of nice. It'd be kind of nice to actually get a better idea. Because again, he just kind of looked like, I'm here, I'm on the court. What else do you want? Kind of thing. Which again, is preseason. None of these guys on any team is going 100%. They're all just kind of burning a sweat, working on plays, working on adjustments, stuff like that. That's what preseason's for. Preseason's there to kind of get into the flow of things, get your game-ready legs under you, stuff like that. Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was an absolute monster in the first game, putting up 11 and 11 in 16 minutes. I need to see something like that again. I'm not saying that we need to see a double-double or anything like that. He doesn't have to put up, 15 points in 16 minutes or anything like that. But, I want to see him, again, just be that dominant force, knocking down his shots. We saw a little bit of everything from Anthony Davis, and I really like that. And I want to see that continue. I want to see him, knocking down his outside shots, knocking down the threes, a little versatility from Anthony Davis. I want to see, that drive, that hustle. I don't want to see Anthony Davis killing himself, of course. The last thing we need is him getting hurt, stuff like that. I know he's probable for this game, and it's possible he might not be in it, but, look, they said the same thing for the last game, and even if he's not, I don't think it's the end of the world. Again, it's better. I just want Anthony Davis to be healthy. Give us a couple games to show what Anthony Davis could do, and I'm all for it, and then we could just kind of move on. But, if Anthony Davis does play, I do need to see him kind of, be the Anthony Davis we know. We saw that in game 1, and I was very excited, very happy. I'm very optimistic when it comes to that. I need to see that in game 2 and every game he plays. I don't think he's going to play every preseason game, but whether he does or doesn't, I need to see more of what he was able to achieve in that first game. Again, doesn't have to give me 11 and 11, but when he is in the sets, when he is in the plays, I need to see that force. I need to see him be that guy, which I'm really hoping for. And then following up on the Suns and the Lakers in general, right? When you're talking about all these players and you're talking about just like Kendrick Nunn, I need to see him do better, protect the ball better, right? He had 5 turnovers last game. I don't need to see that. Although most of those turnovers came when he was running with, Cole Swider and Christie and Scottie Pippen Jr., things like that. So I don't knock him too much for that, but I would still like to see him protect the ball better. Let's not turn the ball over so much. He did look great. He shot like 56% from the floor, I believe, something like that. He was like 4 or 7 from the field. I need to see that continued. I need to see that drive. Want to see a little more from Damian Jones. Damian Jones looked good with the starters, but then he kind of just looked lost when he was with everyone else. I need to see a little more improvement there. I need to see him kind of, get more comfortable, get more fit in. Same thing with Thomas Bryant. Same thing. Thomas Bryant didn't look as mobile as he usually does. Some of that could just be he needs to get his legs under him. He is coming off of an injury from last season, so it would be nice for him to kind of maybe get into the swing of things a little more, but I do think he will be okay. Patrick Beverley, I need to see him be Patrick Beverley. I don't believe, at least I haven't seen anything yet at the time of recording this. Maybe there's more information at the time you're watching this, but at the time of recording this, I don't see anything about Dennis Schroeder coming back, Troy Brown, or Walker, so I don't know if they're not playing this game. If not, then fine. If they are, hopefully they can be in the swing of things. Because those guys, none of those guys played in training camp, so I'm curious to see how they're going to blend in. But that's what preseason's for, right? If we have a good game, bad game from them, either way, kind of let them get a feel. But again, at the end of the day, don't be too high on the highs, don't be too low on the lows. We just need to see, what does the core group look like? How does the actual rotation guys, the guys that are going to actually play minutes this season, how do they look? Do they look good? Do they look bad? Do they look somewhere in between? How are the play sets? How is our defense? How is stuff like that? That's what I need to see. That's what I want to see. Playing a Suns team that, look, they just lost to the 36ers. They're kind of in a bit of a disarray right now. It would be nice for the Lakers to kind of come out and just, shove it down their throats and really get off to a good start. But anyway, again, however you feel about it, let me know your thoughts and opinions, what you'd like to see in the upcoming preseason game. Love to hear your thoughts. Quick Quick little shameless plug, everyone. If you enjoy my videos and commentary here on this channel, As It Stands Lakers, then check out the link down in the description below and go subscribe to As It Stands. Believe it or not, As It Stands was the first channel. If it wasn't for that channel, this channel would never have existed. Because of the success of that channel, it led me to want to create this Lakers channel. So do me a huge solid. If you're not subscribed over there, go check that out. Go subscribe over there. I talk all things sports, all teams, things like that, not just the Lakers. So if you just enjoy my commentary and want to hear me talk about other things, or you just, are a fan of other sports and other teams, go check that out. I promise you will not be disappointed. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.